The Brooklyn Nine, a novel in 9 innings by Alan Gratz. Eighth inning, The Perfectionist. Brooklyn, New York, 1981. Chapter 1. It was shaping up to be a perfect summer day, but Michael Flint didn't notice it. Not right away, at least. He was too focused on perfecting his curveball to notice anything else. His grandma Cat had taught him how to throw one, but he still hadn't mastered it. He was doing everything he was supposed to. He held the ball deep in his palm. He nestled his first 2 fingers along one of the seams. He rolled his hand to give the ball downspin. But the ball either ended up breaking far too early and bouncing home, or it flattened out and didn't break at all. The dreaded hanging curveball that was so easy to hit. Every now and then he got one just right, and it dropped into the catcher's mitt like a Tom Seaver curveball. But he couldn't do it perfectly every time, and so he never did, at least not in a game. The rest of the team began to arrive for their morning game at the Prospect Park baseball fields, and Michael and his catcher Carlos Reyes finished up their workout to join them. You've just about got that curveball down, Carlos told him. Yeah, but not quite. When the baseball strike ends, you should watch Fernando Valenzuela throw. He has the best curveball in the majors. Fernando has the best screwball in the majors. Carlos grinned. Yes, but his curveball is the best too. In the dugout, Michael found his closest friend on the team, Adam Rosenfeld, and tossed his glove on the bench beside him. Adam was a curly-headed 11-year-old from Richmond, Virginia, who could never sit still. He played just about every position on the team, was a star football player, and could beat Michael handily at any video game. Me and Raul saw Raiders of the Lost Ark last night, he said. Again? How many times is that? 7. How many times you seen Empire? Michael shrugged. 10 or 12. Coach Clemens clapped his hands as he came into the wire-fenced dugout. All right, troops, big game today, big game. Michael and Adam rolled their eyes at each other. Every game was a big game for Coach Clemens, even though it was the middle of the season. Who's ready to get off the schneid, He clapped again. I want to see some focus out there today, all right, boys? He made his way down the bench. Let's take good swings today, all right? Keep your eye on the ball. We're going up against their best pitcher. Coach Clemens got to Michael. But they're going up against our best pitcher, right, Michael? Michael shrugged, even though he knew it was true. They all knew it was true. If the coach could run him out to pitch every game, he would, but the league rules wouldn't allow it. We've lost 3 straight, Coach Clemens told Michael. I'm counting on you to be our stopper now, all right? And just remember, not every pitch has to be perfect, Mikey. Most batters will get themselves out, and the guys behind you can do the rest, all right? We may not be able to hit a lick, but we can field like nobody's business, all right? Michael nodded, and Coach Clemens went back down to the front of the dugout, clapping to rally his team. All right, you're our best pitcher now, all right? Adam said, riffing on Coach Clemens. You don't have to be perfect, all right? Just all right, all right? Michael held up his hands and laughed. All right, all right, all right, Adam said. The Bob Smith Ford team took the field first, and Michael and Adam chatted while their Fulton Street pawn and loan teammates took their swings. So you've seen Empire all those times, Adam said as they watched George Robinson ground out to short. Who do you think Yoda meant when he said, "There is another"? You know, when he was talking about other Jedis besides Luke? Han Solo has to be. No way, Carlos said. He says he doesn't believe in all that stuff. So what? He doesn't have to believe in it. The Force is what it is. I think it's Lando, Adam said. What? No. Well, who then? I think it's R2-D2, Carlos said. Michael and Adam busted out laughing. You guys settle down back there and focus, all right, Coach Clemens called. Now come on, let's hear a little baseball chatter, all right? Michael wiped tears from his eyes. Come on, batter, get a hit, he called, trying not to laugh. Batter, Adam said, but he was overcome by another laughing fit and had to stop. What? Who says R2-D2 can't have the Force? Carlos said. Dude, he's a robot. Robots can't have the Force, only living things. Says who? The last batter struck out swinging, and the bench shuffled to its feet to take the field. Michael shook his head, still laughing, as he climbed up on the mound. He threw a few warm-up tosses, and then the first Bob Smith Ford batter stepped up to the plate. Easy out now, easy out, Adam called from first base. Michael set up his off-speed pitches with his fastball, fast, slow, fast again, and got the leadoff batter to pop out. The second batter saw a steady diet of fastballs, this time in and out, out and in. He struck out swinging on 4 pitches. The third batter was Bob Smith Ford's best. He'd hit 2 doubles off Michael last time they'd played, and Michael didn't want to let him do that again. He worked him inside, 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 not letting him get those big long arms around on anything. He got a piece of one that shot a mile in the air and came down in fair territory around third base, where Ramon hauled it in for the last out of the inning. Back in the dugout, Michael started kidding Carlos about C-3PO maybe having the force. Adam nodded at something behind him. Little brother alert, Adam said. Michael's little brother, David, stood on the other side of the chain link fence, a messy ice cream cone in his hand and the other half on his face. Michael sighed. What? You want to play Atari later? I'm kind of doing something right now, David. I'll worry about that later, all right? Sheesh, get out of here. David stayed where he was and scarfed his ice cream cone. Go on, beat it, Michael said. David turned to go back to the stands. Wait, Michael said. Tell Grandma Cat I'm opening up too much on my follow-through and ask her what I should do. David took another bite of his ice cream cone. So go on, you little ugnaught. David left again. What a dork. So you think you'll play Atari later? Adam asked. Yeah, probably. Coach Clemens called Michael out on deck, and he went to the plate to bat when Ramon grounded out. Michael's helmet was a little too big and his bat was a little too small, but he wasn't a very good hitter anyway. Good enough to bat 7th, but that was only because Tim and Alberto were a lot worse. Michael managed to work a 2-2 count and got his aluminum bat on the next pitch, but all he did was float a weak liner to second base for the third out. He tossed his bat and helmet back in the dugout, and Adam brought his glove out for him, as the teams changed sides. The next half inning, he made quick work of the Bob Smith Ford batters, notching 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to right. Still wasn't locating his pitches where he wanted them, though, and David wasn't back when he came off the field. He tried to find his family in the bleachers, but he couldn't see them. Useless, Michael said. The next half inning, he went back to the mound to face the bottom 3 hitters in the Bob Smith Ford lineup. He got a strikeout, a ground out, and then the 9th batter, probably the lamest on the team, made Ramon have to dive to save a sure double down the line. But Ramon was so good and the runner was so slow, he still threw him out at first. Michael threw his glove against the chain link fence and kicked the dirt floor when he got back to the bench. Doesn't have to be perfect, Coach Clemens called. Let's show a little respect for the game down there, all right? Michael caught sight of his brother on the path behind the dugout and called him over. David, what did Grandma Cat say? David had a little red and white bag of popcorn and he stuffed a handful in his mouth. About what? About me opening up too soon, not locating my pitches. She said if you're fighting perfect, you're not doing anything wrong. In English, please? David swallowed. She said if you're pitching perfect, you're not doing anything wrong. But I'm not pitching perfect. Yes, you are, Adam said. Nobody's reached first base in 3 innings. That's perfect, Adam laughed. Hey, just 6 more innings and you've got a perfect game. Right, Michael said, like he could ever be perfect.